you're going to lose a good young player you want to develop if you keep 4 quarterbacks. So it would be highly unusual if they would do that.
All right. In that case, though, because it seems like that's what they're leaning towards with 10 days to go to the start of the season, which team should Cleveland be calling about a potential quarterback trade if that was in the cards?
Gary, 2 teams stand out. The Las Vegas Raiders, who unfortunately just lost Aiden O'Connell, who's the backup to Geno Smith, and the Dallas Cowboys. So much has been made about Micah Parsons, but Joe Milton has been up and down this preseason. Cooper Rush went to the Ravens, and Kenny Pickett is an ideal backup quarterback. Number 8, we're looking at him right now. He was hurt for most of the preseason, but he's a former first-round pick who's a veteran. So if I'm Las Vegas or if I'm Dallas, Kenny Pickett is a market upgrade in terms of he could come in and be your backup quarterback for the 25 season.
And then Cowboys fans can say, hey, look, we have a Super Bowl winning quarterback in our quarterback room in Kenny Pickett. Hey, let's stay down there in Dallas. Still have yet to extend Micah Parsons. Mike T, how are you approaching this if you're the GM with 10 games or 10 days to go rather before the start of this season?
Yeah, first of all, that's not a good look for anybody. I give Micah Parsons a lot of credit for being in camp, but laying on that stretcher like that isn't a good thing. But what I would say is I would get in a room and try to do maybe a 2-year deal and put a Band-Aid on it. A 2-year deal isn't good for the team. It's not good for the player. And sometimes the best compromises are ones where both sides walk away not feeling great about it, but this way he gets on the field for the season, cooler heads prevail, and then you revisit it in the offseason.
Okay. A meet in the middle. We'll see. We're running out of runway. Starting the NFL regular season in just 10 days. That's Mike Tannenbaum joining us this morning on SportsCenter. Mike T, fantastic to see you. In just minutes, Browns releasing quarterback Tyler Huntley ahead of tomorrow's roster cut down deadline. They are going to carry 4 quarterbacks heading into the season, including, of course, Shedeur Sanders. He did struggle on Saturday. A lot of talk about how the Browns handled him on Saturday, which led to this question to Kevin Stefanski.
Can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things. But I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better. And that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
And they're going to need their best to start the season. 5 of Cleveland's first 6 opponents made the playoffs last year. The only one that did not, the Browns' Week 1 opponent, Joe Burrow, and the Bengals, who are going to be hungry.
Deal for Micah Parsons, but his actions of late apparently have head coach Brian Schottenheimer asking him, what the dealio? Schottenheimer saying he will meet with the Cowboys start today after Parsons was seen lying down on a table for part of the Cowboys game against the Falcons. Coach saying I need to figure out what he was doing it and why he was doing it. So senior NFL writer Jeremy Fowler now joins us. You see the picture right there. I kind of wish I was doing that right now, but that's okay. Jeremy, what are you hearing about whether Micah Parsons will be on the field for the Cowboys opener against the Eagles? I'm asking you this pretty much every day.
For sure. Well, Scooby, despite this resting you're seeing here, Micah Parsons has been working. I've talked to people in the building who said he's been putting in 2-a-days. Even though he's not practicing with the team, he's lifting and he's running. He's also a part of the walkthroughs. He's been in every meeting. So the coaches and the people there believe that he's locked in to potentially play Week 1 despite what happens with his contract. Now, whether he actually steps on the field is up to him. No hard date yet as to when he's going to start practicing, but they got a lot of other issues to sort out. Cowboys are taking trade calls. Well, they're getting trade calls. They're not really taking them. They don't have any interest in trading them unless it was some crazy deal. They're going to have to go from there. They got about 10 to 12 days to try to bridge the gap on this contract extension.
Talking about the Cowboys is just what we do here at ESPN, and you've been talking about the Browns a lot as well. What can you tell us about their QB plan heading into Week 1?
So it's starting to crystallize. They do want to keep 4 quarterbacks. That's their plan right now. And Kenny Pickett has been the one who's injured, but they're still high on him. I expect the Browns to keep him on the active roster, not necessarily put him on like a short-term IR, which would knock him out for 4 weeks, or some sort of physically unable to perform list. So he's had a hamstring issue, some others, but he is starting to practice a little more. You see Dylan Gabriel there. He's made a case for somewhere strong on the depth chart. We'll see where that ends up. Right now, Pickett is number 2 on the depth chart behind Flacco, then the 2 rookies. I'm told that's sort of a plan that's set in sand as opposed to stone. That's just something they have to put out because they have to list the depth chart on their website. But that is still a little bit fluid. They got about 2 weeks of practice time to see who impresses. But both rookies will be on the roster. Kenny Pickett as well. You got Joe Flacco starting. Most teams don't keep 4, but the Browns have sort of stayed true to their plan here. They want the more the merrier in the quarterback room right now.
Hey, the more the merrier here on SportsCenter. That's why Jeremy Fowler is with us. Browns open up the season against the Bengals. Jeremy, appreciate it.
In that call me gesture before the Cowboys preseason game Friday against the Falcons. Coach Brian Schottenheimer's taken up that offer, saying he will meet with Parsons today after the linebacker was seen laying down on a training table during a portion of that game.
Well, Buccaneers rookie safety Shiloh Sanders, son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, was ejected last night after punching Bills tight end Zach Davidson. Welcome to your Jet 2 holiday. Sanders, who went undrafted, is competing for a roster spot on Tampa Bay. Playing bad was bad.
Keeping it in this Sanders family, Shedeur got his final preseason tune-up against the Rams and kind of got tuned up. 3 for 6, 14 yards, sacked 5 times, including that 24-yard sack in the 4th quarter. Football analyst Sam Acho joins us. Sam putting the Sam in salmon. Good morning, friend. Earlier, Sam, we heard Jeremy Fowler putting the Browns' plan and focus, saying that they could go with 4 QBs on a 53-man roster. We haven't seen that since the Saints in 2021, and one of those guys was Taysom Hill. It's different. How surprised are you by the Browns deploying a 4 QB roster?
I am surprised, but I shouldn't be. So the Cleveland Browns last year initially had 4 quarterbacks on their active roster. Part of the reason why is that Andrew Berry, their GM, understands how important the quarterback position is. A few years ago, the Cleveland Browns defense was one of the best defenses in the NFL, but quarterback was an issue. Berry said that he sees those last few roster spots as a developmental opportunity. So what better opportunity to have a veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco, along with not just 2 rookies who can develop, but another veteran in Kenny Pickett. If those 2 rookies don't pan out the way you expect and Joe Flacco gets injured, it's good to have Pickett as a backup plan.
And you're talking injuries. Pickett's been dealing with a hamstring. Gabriel had a hamstring. Shedeur Sanders already in oblique, and the other guy's 40. Sam, hang tight. I know